I go over to sharing the screen now, beginning this webinar. And a disclaimer, of course, before I go, a disclaimer. See, I'm not an authority on Ramayana, so it just that I've just read, as any child would have read Ramayana from the parents, from the books, and little bit of management I know. Not I'm not authority on management also. Little bit of management I know. So it is more out of my inquisitive towards connecting our indigenous wisdom, Indic thought towards the Western concepts that we normally are taught, as if only Western countries know of management, leadership, and all. Whereas I am an ardent fan of the Indic knowledge and the Vedic systems, getting inspired by Swami Vivekananda that we are giving this man-making thinking and education for ages and ages and ages. That's how I believe, because it's our soil, Bharat, from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, from east to west and all. We have been practicing, or we were practicing before we were brainwashed by the Britishers, that we were practicing integral humanism and also integral yogic process. So somewhere my attempt is to restore the pride of our nation in the community of the nations around, and make us feel proud of our ancestors and ancestry, and somewhere try to bring a bridge, get the best from the other countries, and also establish our roots. That's the idea. So from that angle, I'm venturing on this. Like I give topics on NLP through Tirukkural, NLP through Swami Vivekananda, like that, this attempt of leadership principles from Ramayana. So from that angle, think that I'm also thinking aloud along with you through this webinar, and if you can be open to finding out one or two clues and hint from whatever I say, and then decide to pursue your own research through Ramayana on human values and principles and share it with your people, I think we are contributing to this nation. From that angle only this webinar is being organized. So thank you very much once again, and I go over to presenting the topic for today. Leadership lessons from Lord Ram and Ramayana. So Ram is an integral part of our country or identity for our nation. Everywhere, be it temple, be it bridge, whatever of Ram's work is very noble for us. And he gave us the identity and pride, we should say. So from that angle, instead of merely worshipping Ram as a god, as an idol inside a temple, if you can practice the principles as lived by him. Of course, to be like him it should be our ideal, of course, but somewhere a fragment of it, a portion of it we can imbibe and start practicing it. Certainly, there'll be peace in the family, humanness in our approach, a lot of merit would happen, apart from saying Ram, Ram, Ram. Because there was a practice those days, not of course in South India here, but in North India, Ram, Ram. When people meet, they're saying, and in our South also, we used to start with only Sri Rama Jayam, victory to Rama. That's how it has been done. Maybe in the last 2 decades, 20, we have been missing those small elements, somewhere connecting our roots. You can go and say hi. Everywhere we say hi only first. Even somebody gives a request in Facebook, and then we say, okay, so we don't know, maybe give, immediately come to inbox and say hi. So what purpose, I do not know. So we have been losing our certain basic elements. Whereas when you say Ram, 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 you are reminded of the glory of manhood, principled living, and humane approach and love. So from that angle, somewhere we need to reconnect and re-establish. That's my attempt. And as I said, from my angle, from my thought, I'm presenting it, and I will be happy if you receive it on the face of whatever I say, and then later weigh it on the veracity of whatever I say, relevance of it, and then if it is not, please discard and move ahead with your own findings and share it with me tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay. And divine took avatar as man and lived a life as man, going through all the sufferings. And despite all the sufferings, lived a life of principle, followed honesty and integrity and fair practices, and finally became victorious. So whole of life for Lama was suffering, complete suffering. And he took it in his stride and lived and did his best at all times. Despite being a man of virtue, with all blemishless qualities, still he had to undergo difficulties in life. If he had to undergo difficulties, you'll always understand if difficulties we face, what we need to do. You can draw inspiration from Lord Rama. One second. Okay. And through Ramayana, Rama indicated this management principle. Management is manage men and team. So manage men as team. That is what Sri Rama established or gave the lesson for us, is my understanding. He is Lord. He is infinity embodied in human form. And he knows that he is an avatar of Vishnu. He had all the power. He could have, if needed, killed Ravana all by himself using his spiritual powers and restored Dharma. Yet he engaged people, not just men, even other life forms like monkey, like bear, like squirrel, birds, not just only human beings. All those people, all those creatures were engaged as a team in retrieving Sita from Lanka and bringing her back, which means that is what Lord Rama says, that a single tree does not make a forest, because he led a life on behalf of human beings for us to draw inspiration from him. So whether we like it or not, however great an individual is in his ability to lead life, live life in his potential capacity, yet for the person to achieve greatness and great things, he requires a team, and it is mandated. That's why there's a saying in Sanghe Shakti Kali Yuge. In this age of Kali Yuga, it is a Sangha, organized group of people dedicated to a cause only can achieve greater things than an individual with special skills. So in this age, it's only an organized group of people. They can achieve more, not just one. That's why they say synergy. To quote from Stephen Covey in 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, it talks of synergy. 1 + 1 need not be 2, it can be even 11. Yeah. So that way, Ramayana, according to understanding, talks of team effort in an organized way, committed to a cause, subordinating ego, and committed to great cause. That is what I understand from Ramayana. Okay. Now, when it comes to leadership learnings, leader, there is no precise, concise definition for a leader. As also for leadership. Yeah. These are all descriptions given by various people in various ways. So there is no, to my understanding, there is no concise and precise definition for leadership. All I would say, in my understanding, the day you take responsibility for your life and the day you look forward to making it constructive for you and to people around, that day you become a leader. Without self-responsibility and determination to work forward, you are not a leader. That is how I understand leadership. A leadership quality is mark of self-responsibility for oneself and others. That's how I define. Lord Rama, Sri Rama, demonstrates out and out self-responsibility in whatever. Though born of a king, though he had all the right, when the father said to him that please abandon your kingdom and go over 14 years, he said, yes, my father, and walked away. Because he was so sure of himself. There was so much of self-assurance in him, sense of certainty in him. He did not identify his power or value or worth based on external circumstances, more on inner values. So he's a true leader. Same way, a leader is not a leader by position. He's a leader more by influence, and he alone is a true leader who has sense of certainty and self-worth within him. Those situations are very hard against him. Still, he sees the brighter side of life, and what is it that I can do to move towards making things happen against odds around. That person is a true leader. That's why we are more influenced by our mental conditioning than environmental conditioning. If we can condition our mind stronger, environment has no power over us. If you're a leader, then you are more conditioned by your mind power than environment power. So Rama had mental conditioning very strong than environmental conditioning. That is why he could withstand all odds against situations. And so only a leader who is strong in mind can also seek for help, seek for support, and share work. Only a leader who is strong in mind, sure of his strength and also weakness, we can say, knows what is possible and what is not possible. He will not hesitate to ask for help. Otherwise, a leader who is not sure of himself will always have a sense of insecurity and he will try to boss over. Whereas Lord Ram did not do that. He straightaway asked for help. Like, for example, when Sita was lost and they were on the lookout for where she could have gone, and when Jatayu says, the bird says that, yeah, the plane of Ravana went in the south direction. So he starts going in the south direction. Then they meet Vanaras. He seeks out their help. And I say that this is my problem. Can you help me? So he is able to ask for help. And again, as they go, they find Sugriva says that I can help you. I can, but then I have a problem. My brother is really teasing me, bothering me, and I want to contain him. And the only way to contain him is to kill him because he's really a bully for me. So please kill him. At that time, since both of them are fighting and Lord Ram could not identify these two people, who is Sugriva, I mean, who is Vali and who is Sugriva, he could not find out. Because both looked alike. At that time, Lord Ram requests Lakshmana to garland Sugriva so that the person with garland is Sugriva is identified. And there's a purpose for Rama doing it because when Rama and Lakshmana were coming towards Chitrakoot or towards this place, forest, at that time, Sugriva notices strangers coming in, so he sends Hanuman. Hanuman finds them to be good people, so they came. When Rama and Lakshmana approached Sugriva, Sugriva offered a seat only to Rama and then slighted Lakshmana. He didn't give respect to Lakshmana. Rama noticed this. So in order to make Sugriva understand the importance of Lakshmana over there, he tells Lakshmana, you go and garland Sugriva. Rama could have garlanded him. Rama could have asked Sugriva to come towards him and garland him. He didn't do that. He made Lakshmana do it to inform Sugriva that he is also equally important like I am. So same way, a leader will always give due respect and importance to people around him. So in the same way, a leader will delegate work, share his responsibility, not from sharing the burden of work, but more from sense of building second line of leadership. A true mark of leadership is to become progressively redundant. The system should take care. So a true leader will build second leadership by gradually delegating work, by taking accountability for the results and build the people around. So Lord Rama demonstrated that leadership quality by asking Lakshmana to garland Sugriva and identify what needs to be done. The leader will not hesitate to share responsibility and also give credit for the success to his team, which Lord Rama did. This is what we learn from Lord Rama in terms of leadership. Again, the bridge needs to be constructed because it's a Lanka, how the entire Vanara to cross. So a bridge needs to be put. When the stone was put, it was immersed. It was immersed. What to do? Then Lord Ram started signing over there, writing his name. When Lord Ram was written, name was written on the stones, they started floating. It is evident, it's still being proved. There are YouTube available, where still people with this stone available, they find the stone is floating. So the learning that I get is that a leader puts his signature on any task or any project, which means he takes moral responsibility and accountability for whatever happens for the team. And he finds a way by which his team members find it easy to complete the process, not a hard task. Even something is very hard, the leader is able to find a way, a process by which the work is able to accomplish, get done easily. So that is the mark of a true leader. Not just dumping the work and waiting for the result to come, fair and fair, not that way. It's more of being with the team and what can I do to my team members to make the job lighter for them to complete the important task. So Lord Ram teaches that leadership quality by being a part of the team and making the work lighter for them and do it in a cooperative way. When Guha meets them at Ganga, Lord Rama, Lakshmana and Sita are coming. So they had to be carried from one bank to other bank through Ganga. So Guha comes forward. At that time, Rama inquires about him, talks to him with very kind words, and tells him that, yes, you are my one more brother, your fifth brother. He is your brother. She is your, sister-in-law. Introduced like that. And listens to Guha completely, whatever he says. So that Guha does not feel inferior to Lama. And Rama says, see, I am an abandoned person now. I'm a nomad now. Whereas you are a king of the forest here. You are the supreme power here. So I'm here to take your help and assistance. Thank you very much. He talks in a very kindly way, which Guha was taken aback. My God, a man of such an eminence is talking with kind words and giving me respect. That is what was in fact surprised. So this is a true mark of leader. People can be at any hierarchy anywhere, whereas a leader treats everybody equally and approaches with a sense of respect and individual worth. A true leader listens to every person's complete details and talks succinctly, not sermonizing, not always advising, but understanding people's nature, their maturity, worth, and how they can be involved in the work and give their part to achieve things. A true mark of leader is opening the heart and ear more than opening the mouth. Same way, yes, when he came, he embraced and gave him all the respect. While Guha came, he also ensured that Lakshmana gets the same importance as also keeping Bharatan in his heart, his brother who is waiting there in Ayodhya. He said, no, 14 years I'll wait for you. On the 14th year completion, if you don't come, I'll jump into the fire. That's the blackmailing Bharata did. So even though Guha came new and he gave all his love to Guha, still he maintained equanimity with Lakshmana and made him feel important. So that Lakshmana doesn't feel or Saraswati, Sita also doesn't feel bad about the new entrant. So point here is, as a leader, when new people joining the team, the leader should welcome them, give them space to vibe with the existing team, and also encourage existing people to appreciate the qualities of the new person and for the new person to absorb the qualities and principles and the practice of the existing system. Normally, a leader by position who is unsure, maybe a dictatorship leader, we can say, he may try to create wedge, groupism. These things we find in corporates. The common word is corporate politics. People will say. But a true leader is one who sees everybody with same eye and creates an atmosphere of creative cooperation. He creates an atmosphere of creative cooperation. Yes, squirrel, we all know, in the construction of a bridge from Rameshwar to Sri Lanka, a lot of people, a lot of the Vanara group was engaged. Many were engaged in constructing this bridge, and everyone was profusely praised, rewarded by Ram. Individually calling them, he appreciated them, recognized their contribution. Like how the squirrel, for its contribution of just putting sand, by rolling over sand and bringing it, he with all benevolence, he touched it, and the mark is there on the squirrel. That's why we say, mine is like a squirrel part, small one. Whatever little I can do, little might I can do, I'm doing it. So, true leader also pays ear to his team. What I say ear is acronym of encourage, appreciate, and reward. He doesn't forget to encourage people. He doesn't fail to appreciate people. He doesn't fail to reward people. Reward need not be only in kind, it can be in words. As long as people feel that they are recognized, appreciated, people get really motivated. So from that angle, Rama as a leader did not fail in his role as a leader to build the strength of the team and make them commit for a cause by properly recognizing the self-worth and self-esteem of every team member. So the mark of a true leader is recognizing the self-worth and self-esteem of every individual. The person may be failing in certain tasks. It's about skill, not about the person. But normally in the hustle bustle of a corporate world and work, what happens? A person fails in his commitment, immediately is branded as worthless, useless, and the personality is criticized and is made to feel bad about the whole thing. Than finding out what has gone wrong. Is it about skill? Then give the skill. Is it about the attitude? Then find out what happened and then change the attitude, help the person instead of branding it as bad. So Rama did not do that. He always encouraged, appreciated, rewarded. So this is what we need to learn from Rama. If a leader can hear his team, fantastic. Why specifically this embrace of Hanuman is being put? Attach them doing right is the word that I've taken from Ken Blanchard. A leader always finds people doing wrong and then he criticizes them, brandishes them, or punishes them, or gives remark that weakens the person. Whereas here, when the bridge was constructed, when Sita returned, then Rama appreciates everyone there and he gives gifts to all the Vanara people over there, whoever helped him in construction. When it came to the turn of Hanuman, what more I want than just chanting your name, my Lord? It is simply enough for me to chant your name. Ram, Ram, Ram. That is sufficient for me. That is really a sweet rasa for me. I don't want anything else. I don't want any garland or any this one, mala. I don't want anything. No gifts at all. Then Rama says, come forward. And he embraces. The only privilege, Sita only had the privilege of embracing Rama. No one else, no one else. That's why they say, according to our Itihasa, Krishna had Gopikas. The reason being, in the Ramavatara, when Rama was walking, the rishis in the forest were enamored by his handsomeness. They wanted to embrace it. But Rama did not concede at the point of time. He said, I'll give you opportunity later. So all those rishis were born as Gopikas and then he embraced them. That's how the Pura Itigasa says. Whereas here only Hanuman was given the privilege of embracing Rama. Truly a leader will understand in each person's need and worth and appropriately reward them in whatever form and way. The main point here is catch them doing right instead of wrong. That is the lesson we take from Rama as far as this is concerned. Very, very important. No? The leader needs to be very empathetic and supportive to team. Now, as Ravana was carrying Sita in his Vimana towards Sri Lanka, Jatayu sees it as wrong and then he goes and fights with Ravana, and Ravana, of course, harms it. So feathers are fettered, it falls down, and he is Jatayu is about to die. Rama approaches and Jatayu says that Ravana has taken and he has gone in this direction. Jatayu gives the direction and he loses his life. He dies. Jatayu dies. So Rama does the final rites for Jatayu. I could not do it for my father there in Ayodhya. I'm doing it for you. I'm away in the forest, so you are like my father. So he does all the rites for Rama, for Jatayu. Rama does it. Instead of just seeing it as a bird, a lower creature, he gives it respect and does it. Also, he always has in mind Bharatan. Because Bharata says, come back, return. Father may say that you should have 14 years of exclusion, but come back. He says, no, a promise is a promise that I cannot. I will not return. Please go back and rule on my behalf. But Bharatan says, exactly 14 years after, immediately I will jump into fire. So he always bears it in mind, keeps in mind. Though he is into the forest in search of Sita, though he has his burden, heavy responsibility of contingency measure of retrieving Sita from the captive where she is, still he has it in mind. Same way a leader, despite all odds, despite all difficulties, cares for his team and the need, is very empathetic, supportive. That's what Lord Ram teaches us as leaders. As the picture here says, when Sugriva and Vali were fighting, and the power, special power of Vali is that whoever comes in front of him and fights with him, 50% of that power will come to Vali. That is what the special boon Vali had. Rama knew this. Okay, Rama is a man of infinite power. So infinity meets infinity. Vali is, of course, a finite human, finite form, from the Vanara tribe. So when infinity meets finity, then finity becomes infinite. Yes or no? Because 50% is again immeasurable. Yet Rama did not do that because Vali was a man of bad intention, obviously. He was mighty powerful. Even Ravana was afraid of Vali because Vali is so powerful that he could play with Ravana very easily. So what Rama did is hiding behind a tree and then killed Vali. Is it right or wrong? Still debate is going on. A lot of debates are happening even today that Rama did wrong and all. I'm not coming to that part. All I'm saying is, at a crucial moment when things have to be decided, without worrying about right or wrong and all, if something needs to be done, it has to be done. So such kind of decision-making ability and the strength of mind is needed for leader. He cannot be dilly-dallying. He cannot be just thinking whether right or wrong this way or that way. That cannot be done. So Rama had that power in terms of taking a decision and killing Vali and also asking for pardon. He goes, I'm sorry, it has to be done this way. And he also asked pardon. So more done from the angle of helping Sugriva because who was right, of course, in his approach. And Vali was wrong because like how Ravana took captive of Sita, Vali took away Sugriva's wife, which is wrong. So he killed Vali for his evil intentions and bad practices. Equally, a leader should be able to take quick decisions without worried about policies, this way or that way and all. Whatever is appropriate at the point of time, he should have a decision-making ability, which is what demonstrated by Lord Rama in this incident. Hanuman is such a pet for Rama. And Hanuman, for him, entirely his entire life is for Rama. Chanting the name of Rama and living for the sake of Rama was his only mission in life. Much more than the form of Rama, the name of Rama was very dear to his heart. And anything he would do for Rama. That's why Rama sent him to Lanka and to find out Sita where she is. He goes, comes back and tells him she is there, describes everything. Now here, after Sita was retrieved and brought back to our soil here from Sri Lanka, at Rameshwar, Rama wanted to worship Shiva. So he's asking Hanuman to go and bring from Himalayas Shivalinga. And Hanuman was bringing it, but he had to meet hurdles in between. There are a lot of hurdles happening through evil forces. He fights it over, and he could not come precisely at the anointed hour for this puja. Rama waits, and then it was about to be over. So the rishis over there, saints over there, said that it's okay, you build Shivalinga from the mud of the soil here, let him bring, but at this anointed time, holy time, please do the puja. Just that Rama knows that there could be some genuine reason for Hanuman to get delayed. It's not that Hanuman is indifferent to it or lackadaisical in any way. And nevertheless, because the anointed time is very important, going by the dharmic rules, he did it. And Hanuman comes and notices that Rama has already begun. He became angry. He shouts at Rama, "Don't you know that because genuine reason that I was delayed? You could have waited for just that 1 minute. I would have come." Rama, with all calmness, says, "I know, Hanuman. I understand. Yet it is very important for me that this has to be done. This is the time, sacred time marked. At this time, it has to be done. It is not that I discounted you or felt bad about you, nothing like it. I understand the difficulty, but it has to be done. I'm sorry." Which means he was impartial. A rule is a rule. There is no personal favoritism or violation or excesses being done here like it. It's a rule that's to be done. It should be done. Principally. While Hanuman was upset with Rama here, and Rama also explained it, immediately Rama in fact sends Hanuman to Ayodhya. "Please go over there. Our Bharadan is waiting for me there. Now I may be delayed. So Bharadan should not kill his life. Tell him that Rama is on the way, brother is on the way." He sends only Hanuman. That means he has fullest faith in Hanuman. Though Hanuman failed here by a minute, still he had the fullest faith. So that way, a true leader, he sees beyond the plus and minus of the individual and believes their individual worth. That is what is demonstrated by Rama here in this incident of Ramayana. In fact, Samartha Ramadas says to Chhatrapati Shivaji, I recall now, when Chhatrapati Shivaji gains the land, Hyderabad Swaraj, and hands it over to Samartha Ramadas, his guru, Samartha Ramadas says, "Yeah, now the land belongs to me, right? I'm the supreme power. Yes. Now rule this country as my trustee. Become a trustee of this land and please rule it. You be the king, but on my behalf you rule it," he says. And he says one word. It is very important that because of the Mughal invasion, adharma is prevalent across this land. This dharma needs to be restored. We want now more Hanumans considering this land as Rama. Please consider this land as Rama, and we require more Hanumans to serve this land. So he draws a parallel over there. That means Rama and Hanuman are such a compatible two-in-one, we should say. To that extent, Rama believed Hanuman and gave him all his best. Now, when Hanuman goes as emissary of Rama, or to find out, not emissary, to find out where Sita is, and then he finds Sita is, and then everything is happening, he didn't just go there, "Yeah, I saw Sita," and he did not come and say. He just wanted to test the power, merit, capacity, situation of Lanka. So he goes around. In fact, he sets ablaze various places through this one. And Sita says, "You should not do it." And then he even goes to Ravana's place and then says, "Don't fight with Rama. Please don't fight with Rama. He is a king and all, everything he says." He was insulted, comes back. The point here is, though Hanuman went to Lanka to only find out if Sita is there, where he is, what kind of condition he is in. He went only for that. But he didn't do just that. He did more than that. He exceeded the expectation, we should say. Yeah. He did more than that. He found it, he took initiative. He went around, made assessments, made all capacities, and everything he did. Equally, a leader delivers more than being promised. He does more than what is being asked. A leader takes calculated risk also, using his discretion. Not just going by only the thumb rule or going only by the book or just doing what has been laid already, not like that. Based on the context and need, he should be ready to take calculated risk using his discretion for collective good or way forward. Is what is demonstrated by Hanuman here in this case, because he fully believed Rama would believe him, and his intention is absolutely pure. There is no unselfishness anywhere in his part. Absolutely. It's out and out for the sake of Rama that he did. So from that angle, a leader also, if he has his goal or mission in mind and he completely commits himself to the cause without any iota of personal prejudice or pride or personal estimate of ability, disability, not like that, teasing in between. I am committed to the cause. Whatever happens, I take responsibility. So let me do it. So from that angle, if it done, it can do a lot. He is only a leader who is able to take calculated risk, not just going by the book or simply going by comfort laid out path. Only positional leaders will talk of only rules of the book and then simply be goading and telling people. Whereas a true mark of influential leader, he'll be with the team and also will be crossing the comfort zone to find new ways of doing for achieving more than what is expected. This is, of course, NLP presupposition. One of the beliefs of neuro-linguistic programming is that people are not their behavior. Behavior is a part of a person, but a person is not absolutely his behavior. A person who is angry is exhibiting anger, but he is not an angry person. That's how it is. A true leader also sees people and studies the behavior and does not come to conclusion. For example, when Hanuman goes to find out where Sita is, and he finds there in this one, Asukavana there, Sita is sitting there in a very depressed, or we should say very sad note, as a captive, and the Rakshasis around, they are teasing her, using all abusive language, coercing her, compelling her to comply to the request of Ravana. And she's tortured literally, and Hanuman wants to fight with them, and he wants to go. Sita says, don't do it. These people are only an employees. They are just doing it because the dictates of Ravana. They are innocent people, don't do anything. You're not supposed to do anything. Please bring Rama here. Let him fight, but you don't do anything. Do not curse them. Do not blame them. Do not harm them, she says. That means Sita had the maturity and wisdom to understand the behavior of the assistants or the Rakshasis around and forgive them at that point of time, though they were threatening her with dire consequences if she does not concede to the request of Ravana. Still, Sita had the maturity and wisdom. That is what is demonstrated by Mother Sita here. Sita Mata, that's what you should say. And she demonstrated. Equally, a true leader will be seeing the behavior of his team member in the context of its happening before passing judgment as good, bad, this or that. If we can do that, it can help a lot. It can help people, the team member, to get motivated, and they can also change their inappropriate behavior or intention and comply by the team's need and move forward. This is what we learn from that. Rama and Ravana fights, and one evening, Ravana uses his weapons, everything broken, totally disarmed, armless. So Rama becomes harmless. Yeah? He's not harmful, he becomes harmless. And Ravana became armless, Rama became harmless. He says, oh, it's okay, my king, do one thing, go back, we'll fight tomorrow. Now that you are armless, come back to your arms. At the same time, think about it. Should we have to necessarily fight? You can think about it. He gives time and space for him to think. Because still Ravana is unrelenting, and then he comes back, fights, and loses his life. That's what he saw. Despite Vibhishana advising Ravana, despite all wise counsel in the palace of Ravana telling him that bringing captive of another person's wife is adharma, don't do it, still Ravana infuriated or consumed by his pride and vanity as a Shiva Bhakta and also his powers under the sun, he said, I will do it. He goes again because he meets his karmic consequence of it and faces death. But here, when though an arch enemy was injured Rama emotionally, still Rama shows his benevolence of saying, okay, I give you a chance. If you can find time, think about it, come back tomorrow, or come back with arm and then fight with me. Same way, a true leader, an influential leader, a leader who is worth the salt and who cares for the team and in a cooperative atmosphere, will always give space of improvement for his team member, will help him to correct the course, than immediately branding him as good or victimizing him. Good. That's the mark of true leadership, as demonstrated by Rama here in this case. This is something very, very important for me, and what normally happens. Kunti is as a dwarf form, if you say, and Rama, as a child, learning archery, he shoots arrow at her and chides her, or not child. I was chiding. It's more of making sarcastic comment about her looks, appearance, and all, which it is said that Kunti or Mandara, she takes revenge on that. So she goes and tells Kaikeyi that your son should become the king. You ask for a boon from your husband. So go and ask him those boons. So Dasharatha had to concede because he promised his wife Kaikeyi. So she only instigates Kaikeyi to banish Rama from the kingdom and make. So when Rama, at a very young age, as a child, without knowing the consequence, without really intentionally meaning it, he did it, but had a very, very impact, in fact, on him later. In fact, the whole of Ramayana, in fact, begins from that angle, I should say. Without Kuni here, without Mandara here, Ramayana would not be there. Like how Sakuni in Mahabharata. So what is important is Rama was sarcastic, that brought him this misfortune later and a suffering for a long years, almost 14 years, and then the fight, uncertainty, all those things happened. Likewise, even a leader at no point of time should make any sarcastic comment about his team member, not even as a joke somewhere. If you can refrain from that and treat them with respect. Maybe if they say a joke, just laugh it away and walk away. We should never make any sarcastic comment about their behavior at any point of time, which can become counterproductive later. They can always play a different role and do something passive aggressively, I would say. That's the term I would use. Passive aggressively, and that can harm this leader. So never a leader should be sarcastic about any one of his team members. Maybe as a joke, in group, mild is okay, but in the heat of the moment, during activities, if he makes any sarcastic remark, and if the pride of that member is hurt, even though it could be very junior in role, not much of power, still it is important that the person should not do. Like for example, one of the incidents I read is that a man goes to the airport and he wants to book his luggage, but he treats that airport employee very badly, uses all abusive language. That fellow was silently receiving him. He said, okay, sir. And then the passenger goes into his flight, boards the flight and sits there. His colleague asked him, you were so abusive of you, and then you didn't say anything back. You smiled. I know. He goes to America. His luggage goes to Tokyo, don't worry. Now he'll be struggling over there. The man thought that he's using his power, but then he is being he's punished in a different way. Same way, the person may not be in a very powerful position in the organization, yet as a team member, if you think that he is powerless and you make any sarcastic comment, taking a dig at his self-worth, perhaps it can be counterproductive. A true leader should not resort to such kind of comments or attitude towards his team, and treat them with respect and dignity, like Rama later did. When he became matured adult, he treated well everybody, though of different life forms. Jatayu, squirrel, the monkey clan, everybody treated with respect, Guha. But at the young age, unknowingly, non-intentionally, but still it was counterproductive. So we need, the only point here is that we need to be careful and never make sarcastic comment on anybody. It's the learning that we get from Rama, from this event in Ramayana. So they can turn distractors at any point of time. So Rama is a role model for executive leadership. And is an example to remind a man of his magnificence. And he led by example. And the amazing thing about Ramayana that I always wonder at is that monkey is said to be fickle-minded. It keeps moving from one place to another easily. It teases, it goes around. And it is very passionate about sensual pleasures. That is what I came to know of monkey by its breed and nature. Fickle-minded, not stable in one place, passionate in sensual pleasures, pursuing sensual pleasures and all. But from that clan came one person called Hanuman, who is absolutely single-minded, focused. A monkey is weak-minded, whereas Hanuman from the same clan is strong-minded. Buddhir balam, yashodairyam is what the sloka goes. A man with a very strong intellect comes from that. How is it possible? Because of the blessings and association with supreme human being or avatar. When you are associated with the divine, all your weaknesses are turned into strength, is what we learn from that. Why Hanuman met Rama only later? Yes, he met Rama later only. But by birth, he was always divine and he was close to divinity. So when divine power descends into us, our weaknesses turn into strength in our life and we overcome all our blemishes and falls and become stronger, is what we learn from this Hanuman's character or Hanuman's life from Ramayana. Equally, Jambavan. Jambavan is said to be a bear. Bear is always very brute, immature, dull-headed. That's what we say. Whereas Jambavan is said to be a man of wisdom, absolutely forethought, foresight, excellent power of discrimination. How is it possible? So in the company of infinite or infinite power or purity or divinity, all weaknesses which is normally found in any form is transcended and completion happens, is what we learn from Lord Rama here in this case. Next thing is Akalya or Akalika, that's what you say. Akalya has the curse of becoming a stone. We know that, yeah, wife of sage Gautama, by the treachery or the tricky, evil intention of Indra, she gets the curse of becoming a stone. So she lies as a stone over there. And only redemption for that is that a pure soul touches the stone, then she can get a life, is the redemption Gautama gives. And Rama walks and his feet touches the stone, she gets life. So the learning that we get from this is that when lofty idea, noble idea fills our being or touches our being, core of our intentions, then all our latent talents which are lying, dormant, sleeping, wakes up and comes into action. So when we are inspired by highest ideal and when we commit ourselves to a very noble cause and give our heart and soul to it to do it, then hitherto unknown powers in us wakes up and collaborates with us for that noble cause and we become all the more powerful. So that is the learning that we get from this. Equally, a leader, when he can identify a highest ambition and goal, stretching beyond his comfort level or ability, going extra mile, we can say, and pulls in all power and commits himself for the completion of that task, meet the goal, then he becomes all the more powerful internally, gets new talents and abilities, and grows in his ability to do greater things. So that is what is demonstrated by this example of Akalya getting life form from Lord Rama. So in every respect, Rama to us is taking the human form, becomes a role model for us to think that man is capable of outgrowing his limitations, can go beyond his present set of his limitations if he is committed to a cause and commits to the cause, being true and true to his own conscience and abide by the rules and regulations. Finally, despite all odds, despite all struggles, he can overcome it. He can definitely achieve it, is what Lord Rama shows us, tells us. Especially now in the pandemic period, now when the country is undergoing the greatest challenge, that what is going to happen tomorrow? Can we come back to normal life? Can we really do how we were doing? Is it possible for us to do when such a challenge is happening? Like how when Sita was took captive by Ravana and then put in a place where even Rama did not know. Same way, this Corona now as Ravana has taken our normal life and is captive now. We are not able to know when we are going to get back that normal life. That's how we are in. So instead of losing heart about it, what is it that I can do now in the current circumstances of captivity of my normal life, and I'm losing it. I'm now confined inside, like how Rama was confined inside a forest, like a vagabond going around. Next step, we don't know where he's going to lead to, except the hope that he's going to somehow reach. Same way, if we can hold that light of confidence that tomorrow is becoming brighter and I am restoring back to that life of normalcy, and whatever that I can do to my best to bring back normalcy and health and confidence with people around, we certainly can overcome this challenge of Corona at this point of time by conscientiously remaining safe, following all the rules of safety measures, following all the rules and regulations being laid, taking the struggle in our stride and move forward. We can certainly attain. That's what we learn from Lord Rama from this situation. So Lord Vishnu took Ram Avatar for us to know that mankind can become divine by Vishnu, a divine, taking a human form, and he led the way, he showed us the way. A true leader also does not simply say what to do, but he shows the way or leads the way and help us cross the path of struggle and meet our goal in our life. Essentially, according to our country, we all are a human being with divinity inside. Each soul is potentially divine. The goal of life is to manifest in divinity. That is the goal, like to quote Swami Vivekananda. So Lord Ram's avatar is to tell man that you are divine in a human body. So to reclaim your divinity, and in the process you have to undergo struggle, please lead it. That's what Rama tells us. That's what we come to know by life of Sri Rama. So in short, finally, the leadership practice from Lord Ram is what I would like to say: delegate and develop people. A true leader will delegate work and develop people. Though he delegates work and allow people to do what they want to do, he takes accountability for team performance. He takes a moral responsibility and authority. Even if something goes wrong with a team member, he answers for that. Not that he just passes the buck and blames the team member, but he takes responsibility, does it. And he makes the process of work light for the team. What is it that I can do for the team to feel lighter, not as a burden? And he makes an atmosphere of creative cooperation by understanding people, their needs, their moods, their capacities, and the best way of arranging it so that the best is produced by people with varied intentions, skill sets. He doesn't fail to encourage, appreciate, reward the team. A positional leader will grab success, blame the team for failure. That's what is happening. We all experience. But true mark of a leader, a person who is worth the name as leader, always shares credit with the team, takes the blame on him. So he encourages, appreciates, and rewards. Not necessarily in cash, not necessarily in kind, even by words. Because ultimately, every individual has dignity and self-worth. If that is acknowledged, man will definitely give his best. Now, he should develop the ability to take appropriate decisions even at critical times in the appropriate way. Not dilly-dallying, delaying. Quick decision making also is required. A leader will take it. Because even if the decision goes wrong, you'll take responsibility for it. You will not be afraid of the fear of failure, will not walk him down to take decisions. He may be careful before taking decisions, not to have any adverse consequence, yet his own inability or doubt in his ability will not stop him taking decisions. He will certainly take decisions right there. So he takes calculated risk and he goes extra mile. He is impartial and treats everybody equally. He does not pass judgment on team members' behavior, understands the behavior in the context of happening, and helps to people to overcome it if there is a limitation in them. He is very empathetic and supportive, and he catches people doing right. When anything good is done, yeah, there is bingo. Now he says that. And the true leader is never sarcastic. So these are the 12 leadership practices that I learned from Lord Ram, which I want to share with you all today. So thank you very much for this, for your sharings, your insights, or your questions. Probably, if you prefer, you can unmute your video. Video, and then you can talk to me. Yes. Thank you very much for the time and patience you gave.
Sir, Lata Suresh here.
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent, sir. It was really, really interesting to see this and hear from you. I just have a small doubt if you could help me. In the end, you were talking about Hanuman's divinity. If you
Yeah.
could repeat that part alone, like you said, if divine power exists, all our weaknesses are transcended, something. So
Yes.
I lost you in that part. If you could just be kind to repeat that part.
Yeah. See, the thing is that we all have, now according to neuro-linguistic programming, people already have all the resources they need. Every individual is endowed with greater powers and abilities. Only thing is, our mind is limiting it and we are not able to issue it in action. At that point of time, when you have a very lofty goal or noble intention and associate with greater things, then you overcome your self-imposed limitations and are able to exceed your own expectation and achieve in life. That is what I meant by Hanuman's this one. Though of an inferior life form, according to human being now, a monkey is of lesser life form than man. Are you with me, Lata Sureji?
Sir, I am.
Yeah. So a monkey is said to be a lesser life form than human being. Monkey is said to be fickle-minded. A monkey is said to be, passionate about sensual pleasures. Monkey cannot be stable. Whereas Hanuman, coming from that clan, is exceedingly strong mentally. In fact, human beings, when we want stable mind, we pray to Hanuman. Please give me strength of mind. Buddhir balam, yasodhairyam. For strength, for valor, for purity, we pray to Hanuman only. So when you associate the divinity, greater powers we come to us, is what I said.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for explaining it once again.
Yeah. Any other questions? Anyone else? Or
hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks to Rama for giving me this opportunity.
Yes.
So it was an excellent speech, and I learned new aspects from the known story. So Ramayana is known to us. We learned so many new aspects from this, and thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Namaste. Thank you. Yeah. Anyone else? We have only one more minute. It's already 8:01. 7 to 8 only is our time. It's 8:01. Quickly, if someone wants to share, can share. Yeah.
Krish here.
Yes, Nalan.
Krish here. Krish.
Krish. Yeah, Krish. Yeah, please. Why don't you come online, Krish? No? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Krish, please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, something wrong.
Krish, your voice is breaking.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfectly. I'm able to hear now. Yes.
Right. So I found it very interesting because I learned a lot of new facets about how you can learn things from the Ramayana.
Yeah.
And it was very interesting your insights into the aspects of the life of Rama.
Right.
Many of those little past stories, the details of which we had covered, I had covered, was brought to light today, and it also gave me new insights about what they actually mean. So I learned quite a lot of things. Thank you.
Thank you, Krish. As a great trainer, getting compliment from trainer, I will deem it honor. Thank you very much. Yes.
Hello, sir. Kalyani here, sir.
Yes, Kalyani ji, please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any questions as such, but during this pandemic times, it is really going tough to focus on the work and as well as dealing with different situations in the team. I think this kind of a webinar really helps us out in handling situations. Yeah, different perspective of Lord Rama has been given by you. Thanks a lot. In fact, it is given a lot of positivity, at least to me. Thank
Yeah.
you.
RAM, 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 accordingly is acronym for resources available multifold. So there is no depletion of resources at all with them. So when you keep chanting Ram, 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 a lot of resources will come and fill you. So RAM, resources available multifold. RAM, yeah, okay.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for the different definition.
Yeah. Right. Anyone quickly? Yeah.
Hi, sir. Nalan here.
Yes, Nalan.
Finally got a chance now. So
Yeah.
it was a very insightful session for me, sir. After a very long time, I'm seeing you as well. So from
And you are seeing
Ranganathan,
me well. You are seeing me well or as well? Okay.
as well, and
I'm
and,
always well. I'm always well. Though I'm not
yes,
in the
sir.
well. Yeah, okay.
And hearing about Lord Ram from Ranganathan itself is, a very good metaphor, I can say.
Okay. Okay.
So thank you very much, sir. More sessions we are awaiting, and if possible, about Lord Krishna as well, sir.
Yeah. Next one, strategic leadership from Krishna is there.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Strategic leadership from Krishna. Yes.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yes, Prasanna. Yeah. Yes,
one
Prasanna. Please
point
go ahead. Yeah.
For management, you mentioned manage men and the team.
As team. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my only question, in the team there would be women also, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just curious, are you really telling men or as a team only?
Yeah. Unfortunately, in a patriarchal society, human being is mentioned as man only. So please see it as a conventional usage of word. Yeah.
Okay.
Manage.
So we never. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Men doesn't mean male species. I don't mean. Men here is meant more as a representation, because as a practical society, man comes to the front. The word also as the human being. No, human being is not there. Only human. There only man is also there. See. Now management. Why management is not there? Why management is there? Are you asking? You don't ask. Conventional usage of word. I want you to look at from that angle. Yeah.
Sure, Ranga. It's a very good explanation. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So can we call it a day? So anyone else?
Yeah, thank you so much, Ranga. It was a very, very different perspective of knowing Lord Rama and his powers and what management aspects we can get it from Ramayana. So even though I have read Ramayana in bits and pieces, this gives me a different perspective altogether from the management perspective as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Namaste. Jai Sri Ram.
Ranganathan is a master trainer and coach. He has transformed the lives of hundreds of professionals to scale up in the career. You can reach out to Ranganathan at 9840706451. Visit his website vrnlp.com to know more.